team. I now have the pleasure of introducing the son of great Bruin, Manu, a nose tackle who played for 7 years with the Seahawks and 49ers. He went to college at Washington, was named the Husky starting quarterback as a junior in 1999 by the then coach, Rick Neuheisel. That year, when Marques faced Stanford, he set an NC2A record of being the only player ever pass for more than 300 yards and run for more than 200 rushing. That's more than 500 yards of total offense both ways, passing and rushing. In 2000, he led Washington to a Rose Bowl win over a Drew Brees-led Purdue team and was named the Rose Bowl's most valuable player. He was a second-round draft choice of the Raiders and 59 players selected in the 2001 draft. Overall, he played 8 years in the NFL. And now, look at the smile. He's home. He's in Westwood. Let's give it up for Marques Tuiasosopo, our new coach and it's a passing game coordinator. He's going to turn a gem into a big diamond in Josh Rosen. Welcome, Marques. We're going to give him an 8 clap just for showing up at the last minute. Thank you, Marques. Ready? I think it would be fitting if Jerry asked Marques a first few questions now that you're not going to be able to coach him.
Very few people know that I wear the number 11 because of Tui. And he's always the first to remind me that when he got to know me, I looked the exact same, just a little taller now, and I would call him Tui. Every single day, and I know he must have got annoyed at me, so I know he must be annoyed at me asking questions, but I gotta ask, what do we think of the offensive class that we just brought in? Sure.
Well, before I answer that question, thanks Westwood Bob for the great introduction. I'm fired and thrilled to be back here with Coach Moore and being part of the Bruin family again. And I'm back. I'm older. I'm more wiser. And I'm excited to take this program to the next step, the next level, winning Pac-12 championships, getting us to the Final Four, and see what we can do. We got talented players, so I'm thrilled. Today was an awesome day. Obviously, it was pretty easy for me since I came on board about 3 weeks ago. The coaching staff did a great job. The young man that was just here, Scotty White, I mean, what a fabulous job he did with Mike Juarez and a couple other players. So if you see those guys, man, let them know, because there's a lot of hard work. We were in the office this morning at 3 a.m. working the phones. We're trying to get a couple more players. I'm personally disappointed by one guy making a poor decision, but that's okay. I think with what we're going to do on offense, those guys in the future, they'll be picking UCLA. So I think we filled some, depth problems on the offense. We've got a great running back class. Okay, we signed a tight end. We potentially could get one more there to help fill that. And then we got 4 receivers that I think you guys will be excited about. Start with Theo Howard. Get Adi Omotosho from Texas, big, tall, long, fast, explosive receiver. So I'm excited to watch these guys go. And I know today is focused on the guys that we signed, but don't forget we got some big guys coming back. So it's going to be a great spring, and it's a great way to start it today with what we did.
Okay, we've got to ask you about Josh. You come into a situation where you have a possible All-American quarterback waiting to be developed and polished. What do you do? And this isn't like starting over with a sophomore who's had limited experience and was playing behind a senior for a few years. This is obviously a sophomore who carries himself like a freshman, a senior, and plays like a senior. So tell us what I know you haven't had a lot of time, but talk about Josh, and then give us a little insight. I know you don't know the incoming guys from Colorado and the other quarterback we have.
First of all, we have a talented young man that's leading our program, and Josh Rosen. And I just think, I know a lot been said about the season, and maybe it was a little disappointment, but from my standpoint as a quarterback and playing the position, for a true freshman to come in and win 8 games, and really lead your program. And you're probably like 4 or 5 plays away from being a 10-win program, winning the South. Guys, we're in good hands, and it's something that the reason why I came back to coach this guy. And I've gotten to know him a little bit these first 3 weeks, but he's hungry. I think when you're looking at someone that's talented like Josh, you want to know, does he like to be the celebrity? He's really good, and everyone knows who he is, and he's had some success. Or is he a guy that, okay, that's probably driving you guys crazy. This kid's hungry, and he wants to be great. And when I'm looking at guys I want to coach guys like this. The fact that he's super talented, and he's going to be a great leader. We're going to be in good hands. I think if you just look at what can we get better at from last season to this season, I think you look at the interceptions. He had 11, and he did a lot of great things. And if you take it further, in those 5 losses, 7 of those 11 turnovers happened in those games. So we can correct that. That'll come through experience. And what makes Josh great is he's not afraid. And so what we need to do is just fine-tune his ability to make those decisions. And if we can decrease those interceptions, that means we're staying on the field. We're not turning the ball over and giving it back to the other team. Now we're turning those turnovers down into touchdowns. And so that's something right off the bat that we can correct from a decision-making standpoint. I've had a chance, I've watched all the games, and so this is a guy that we can hang our hat on, and he's not afraid, he wants it. And so you guys can be excited. As far as the young quarterbacks that we brought in, they're young. Matt Lynch from Colorado, he's tall, he's long, he can throw it, he can run, he's not just a pocket guy. He's going to have to develop physically, so I'm excited about getting to know him better. Devon Mosher, we just picked up him a couple weeks ago. He's another kid. He's big and physical. He's a dual threat. He can throw it. I mean, for a high school kid, I think he was like above 65% on his completion percentage. So he makes great decisions. But these 2 guys, I think, it's good play to get in, develop, learn behind Josh. And the one thing I like about these guys, too, as I've talked with, is they're not just going to come in and say, I'm going to sit behind Josh. They want to come in and push him. And so it's going to be a great room. And I look forward to developing that position profile in the future. It's going to be a premier place to come play quarterback here in the future.
Now, we talk a lot about Josh, and I'm just as excited as you are. I know you were on the other sideline from us, but I got to watch firsthand how well he played last year. And I know there's big things for him in the future. But let's talk a lot about what the offense will look like next year. I know our new offensive coordinator, and you're the new quarterback and passing game coordinator. What should we expect as Bruin fans to see on Saturday as far as what the offense will look like?
I think first of all, I think we'll keep the tempo, and we're going to keep doing some of the things that we did well last year. And I think with KP running it, with me coming on board, and then Rip Shearer getting involved, we have a lot of extensive knowledge of the NFL game, pro-style schemes, really getting matchups in our favor, and developing a scheme that's going to help our players. And we're going to put our guys in the best situation and positions to succeed. So you're going to see a tight end being used. And one thing that I know is when you're multiple as an offense and you have variation in the schemes, it's hard for defense to prepare. So when you do that and then you go fast, you can dictate what the defense is going to give you because they don't have time to make different calls based on the tendencies as they got to get ready to play. And we're going to add a little bit more variation. We're going to come downhill still. We're still going to run the ball. I know that's what you guys are used to. Paul Perkins the last few years. But you're going to see a little bit of everything, and it's going to be great. But it's going to be in pro-style concepts, and so it should be a lot of fun. And I've been part of an offense that's been pretty explosive the last 3 years, and so KP is fun to work with, man. He's got great energy, great passion, and we're going to play hard and we're going to be physical.
I have to tell you, Marcus, is that observing as the Bruin point on 9 guys are, they noticed that Coach Mazzone has a couple of sheet of paper in his hand as a play card, and all the other teams have this big laminated sheet with all the plays. Of course, Coach Mazzone said a couple times, kidding or not, there's only 5 plays in college. Are there going to be more than 5 plays in KP's playbook?
Yeah, no problem. 5 runs in the same concept. We're going to formation it and shift it and motion it to disguise it. But you know, everyone does things differently, and they have their way of doing things. And obviously, they had a lot of success mentally in doing that. And we're going to continue that success, and we're going to do it, KP's way and the way that we want to do it. And it'll be exciting football. We're going to run it. We're going to throw it. Like I said, we're going to give our athletes on the outside chances to make plays. We want you guys to be excited to come to the Rose Bowl and watch explosive offense, and that's what we're going to do.
Okay, 2 questions for you. What about, is there fullback position, which I think with Gerald starts, or and of course tight end, we have a good Jordan Wilson coming in. Is there anybody else that plays the tight end position?
Well, I'll answer your first question like this. Our offensive coordinator is a running back, so you better believe we'll have a fullback back there. So we will develop one here this spring.
Right.
As far as the tight end position, I think we have a really, really good one coming in, and then we have some guys on the team now that we're gonna get out there and give them opportunities.
Are you seeing IUC?
Well, yeah, he'll be in the mix there. We'll have our wide body types, we'll have our F tight end body types, and we'll figure out where he fits best. And he'll love his new role too, because it'll expand.
Okay. You want to finish up?
Yeah, one more question. We've talked a lot about the skill players, but we're replacing a lot of big-time players in the offensive line. A man over here, Jake Brendel, who leads.
Jake Brendel in the house.
The man who's almost as famous as his beard is. But how is the offensive line going to look? And I know we've had success in the power running game, and we've had problems in the past. Not so much last year, but in the past of protecting the quarterback. And I know last year that was a definite area where we excelled. But how do we continue that success, knowing we have to replace some offensive linemen?
Well, I think the one thing is when you're having success is that when you're recruiting and you've done well at that position group, that there's guys that want to be part of your program, and they've done well recruiting here at that O-line position group. And so there's some guys that were either redshirting or maybe got injured last year that are going to have their chance again. And looking at the depth chart, it's going to be a great spring. And when you lose guys like Brendel, leaders, guys that play the game the way you want them to physically, it's important to them. It's tough, but hopefully the legacy that he's left, and I know he has, because I've talked to some of those guys with Coach Clem, and they're really excited about this opportunity. It opens doors, and that's what you want. And I think we have a lot of young men that are ready to take the baton from guys like Brendel and keep that standard and keep raising the bar there. And I like what that position group looks like right now, and we have a lot of work to do. And but so does everyone else. But we're sitting really good with the depth that we have at that.
Okay, last question. Quiet, please. Now you're quiet. I have an important last question. You've been at UCLA, you've been at USC, and you're back at UCLA. I want to know if you know of any of the skeletons in the closet at USC.
They paid me really well when I left. Make sure I didn't say anything. I'll tell you what. When Jim, called me about this opportunity, it was a no-brainer for me. His dad coached my dad here, and he coached him the Seahawks. He's always watched out for me, whether it was in the NFL. He gave me my first job here. And where the program is, there's a great foundation, and I could have stayed there, but I wanted to be over here. So I'm really excited.
One thing that's true, all of us want to believe there are plenty of skeletons over there. And one of them is Pat Hayden.
I tell you what, the one thing I do love, I love the rivalry. And it's great because, like I know the rivalry that I've been a part of is, you have friends over there, you have family members over there, and it's great to go back and forth. Pat was great to me, and I don't have anything bad to say, but I'm excited to be on this side of it because I got lucky last year, and I'm ready to go back on another 3-year run. So.
Let's thank John Marques. He's got to get over the donor net. Rousing Club and 1, 2, 3.